I want to bring in Donald Trump's former attorney, Michael Cohen. He's the host of the Mea Culpa podcast and author of Revenge: How Donald Trump Weaponized the U.S. Department of Justice Against His Critics. Michael, good to see you tonight. I've been wanting to really hear your opinion and your reaction to the announcement. It's probably the worst kept secret in the political world. It was always the idea of not if, but when. Well, when was last night. And I want to know what you think about the fact that Trump is running again for the presidency.
So truth be told, I didn't think that he was going to be making the announcement. I was actually very sure that he was not, because it didn't benefit him. The reason I say it doesn't benefit him is because he had that super PAC that had raised several hundreds of millions of dollars, to which he was permitted to use 90% of it at his own discretion. Well, that now stops. On top of that, statistically, he knows that he cannot win a general election. He may not even be able to win the primary, which is why now I believe that he did choose to run, because he started seeing all the great press that, for example, DeSanctimonious was getting right there in Florida, and the fact that they're claiming that he is the future of the Republican Party. So this, of course, angered Donald, because he's not he's not the man in charge.
I mean, think about, you make a point about the press coverage. There is something different this time around. I mean, you're looking at the New York Post used to have so many different covers of the former president. Now, I mean, the one that came in today, I call it pretty savage. It was the idea of a headline, and then way down below in that blue, page 26 is that? Florida man makes announcement. I mean, that's pretty telling about how they're trying to literally downplay and downgrade. But it's not just the press. It's also a lot of the billionaire backers who are pulling out their money. The idea of, you got someone like Schwartzman, the CEO, I think, of Blackstone, who gave, I think, $35 million to the midterm elections. You've got Griffin, who's on the screen as well, $68.5 million at different points in time. You've got Ronald Lauder. These are all billionaire GOP donors that are now distancing themselves from him. And I wonder what you make of that. Will that impact the way in which he proceeds now? You know him.
Well, right. And it's not only them, it's also Rupert Murdoch, the New York Post, Fox News, because you're right, it was on page 26, which I believe was right next to the obituaries. They are all done. They're all done with him. They have, I believe, have had enough of the divisiveness, enough of the chaos. I've met each and every one of these individuals on a personal basis early on in the campaign. And they were all for things that Donald Trump was saying, things that he claimed that he would do. Well, after 4 years of chaos, the divisiveness, the January 6th attempted coup, you have the stolen documents at Mar-a-Lago. These people understand exactly who they're dealing with. And if you look at them as individuals, they are all titans of industry. They're titans of their businesses. They do not back losers. And I believe in their hearts, they understand that Donald cannot win. He's not good for this country. And they're just not going to back him financially or in any other way.
Well, I mean, the things you listed just now, those were a lot of straws to break the proverbial camel's back. I mean, there are different moments in time one could have seen a different fork in the road and gone a different direction. Now seems the time they're doing it, and I wonder why. And I wonder, watching his announcement last night, I remember in 2016, I remember really different rallies he's had even since then, where there has been a different level of enthusiasm, charisma, bravado displayed. There is a different level, a different tone. I wonder what you made of last night. It seemed a lot of the responses have been subdued, that there was a different vibe that was coming off the screen. The crowd seemed to be similar to that. What did you make of the person you were seeing on the screen?
Yeah, so first of all, the crowd was Mar-a-Lago crowd. These are the people that every day when he walks into the dining room get up and they start clapping. There were obviously very few people there, and they were making some relatively decent noise. As far as his general appearance, he looked like he had taken too much Sudafed, because he looked like he was fast asleep.